This video is by Straight Goods News. SGNews.ca.
Just to say that the four women who are behind me, who are the two principal spokespersons in immigration matters, Ginny Sims, Sadia Grogwe, who had been through this process with Rathika Sutsabayas and Mylène Freeman, did a masterful job of opposing. We have to oppose and we have to propose. Well, in the oppose category, they did an incredible job opposing a bill that, where Jason Kenney would have completely gone around due process, would have started being able to deprive Canadians of their rights as citizens without due process, would have created two categories of citizens. It was an odious piece of work by Jason Kenney, and we got the full measure of the mutual appreciation of the Prime Minister's office and Jason Kenney by the fact that Peter Van Loan was rather quick to make sure he threw Jason Kenney under the bus. In the propose category, I would dare point out that in yesterday's end of session motion, you see a proposal in there by the official opposition, the NDP, to make sure that we no longer have only the secretive Board of Internal Economy looking at all questions relating to expenses. We know that we have to open that up. That's coming. This is a proposal that will actually produce the desired result, and it has to be done substantively. We're facing a tired Conservative government, one that no longer listens to Canadians if it ever did. We're also facing a government that refuses to come clean with Canadians and recognize what they've done wrong. Stephen Harper has only attended question period 5 times in the past 5 weeks. His team is busy out there saying that he's back today, but you can be sure, as he had already said publicly, we wouldn't have seen him. Stephen Harper has to understand that the responsibility that he has for his chief of staff is not the responsibility he has for some young person tweeting from the back room in his office. This is the center of his office. This is his chief of staff writing a $90,000 check to shut up a sitting senator so that the scandal won't come out. That's what we've been dealing with for the past 5 weeks. That's why Stephen Harper still owes a lot of answers to Canadians, answers that he's so far
election campaign.
There's no question that the first 2 years of consolidation after the orange wave of 2011 have now prepared us to look at Canadians and say that we're the government in waiting. That's the object of the last 2 years, is to solidify ourselves, build up the membership, build up the fundraising, work in the ridings, have everyone ready for that transformation. This was a pivotal session for the NDP as official opposition. We're now ready to start the home stretch as a government in waiting, showing that we've got the team to accomplish what has to be done in the public interest. We have the ideas, we take on these issues substantively, and we're going to continue preparing for that. I know that this might sound like the dullest election slogan you've ever heard, but one of the things that we have to make sure people are comfortable with is to know that this great team of women and men is capable of providing the good, solid, Canadian-realized administration that is being lost under the Conservatives. Everything from healthcare that is being chopped by the Conservatives, to our pensions, where people are being told they have to work till age 67. A lot is being lost. We're offering hope for the future. We're turning towards that future and telling Canadians that under an NDP government, they're going to be allowed to retire with dignity at age 65. Under an NDP government, free, universal, public health care will be financed fully. The types of things that we've come to expect and rely on are indeed affordable. Mr. Harper is trying to convince Canadians that they have to accept less. We're here to tell Canadians they deserve more. For the official opposition, this has been a session where we've been able to communicate to Canadians the fact that we're dealing with a tired, used Conservative government that refuses to come clean on issues like the Senate scandal and Nigel Wright's payment of $90,000 to Mike Duffy. A Prime Minister who goes into hiding instead of providing answers. He's only showed up 5 times in the House of Commons in the past 5 weeks. That's who we're dealing with. People know that they can rely on the NDP to continue to hold Stephen Harper to account, to stand up to him, but also to propose an optimistic, competent government in 2016. I think that now that that's going to be put on the table, we're going to be able to get there together. That's why I'm talking about actually getting a result. The only way to get to a result is through problem. So the sitting committee on procedure and House Affairs will therefore be able to take this. We've given 8 steps to be followed, exactly what has to be done. to make this a more open process, make it an independent process. The detail of that will be the object of public hearing. Some of the things we're saying is compare what's done in other Westminster-style parliaments. Do a case study of best practices. That's what we're going to have. We've got something that's a bit dusty from another era. We want something modern and open for the future. That's why the NDP's proposal is the only one that will just that, if you don't think that we're acting in the public interest. But I think that we have to start from a position of presuming good faith, that people actually want to get a solution, and that's why we're going to work together.